So to create your first assessment, you go to Assessments, this blue button here, and this has basically all the assessment type information. We're going to go Create Assessment. And again, I should show you this. The little video buttons, I'm going to tap out of this. These little video buttons, on any screen that they're on, if you tap that video button, it'll show a video, bring you to some videos that'll explain whatever process, whatever kind of screen you're on, it'll show what you can do on that screen. So I'm going to do Create Assessment. Now we're going to look at this general one because when you can do, this is the simplest type assessment. When you can do this and all the components in this, they're the same in all the different assessments. So once you get this one kind of under your belt, it's easy to do all the assessments. They're basically very similar. So I'm going to press General Assessment at the top. And in here, they all have this. I just enter a title. So I'm going to call this Multiplication Facts. And I'm going to choose mathematics for that. Now, if your subject that you wanted wasn't here, like say for language arts, you wanted to have that separated into writing and reading, you could go to other here and just, all you do is back out whatever's there, doesn't matter what it's there, and then you just type in like writing. And let's just say, and then it doesn't actually come up on the list, but it'll change to writing over on the subject. I'm gonna leave it at math since it is a math thing. Now, value, I'm going to put, let's say it's at 20 or something like that. And it automatically puts in the grade, and it put in today's date. If you don't want that date, then you would select that and just change it to whatever date you want. So I might put like, I did it on the 8th or something. And then just, you basically put it on there and then just tap outside and then it'll change it. If you go here and you have the Rolodex and you press insert, the only option is to insert the current date. So it's just a fast way to get the current date. But this automatically puts the current date in anyway. So, and then term, depending on how many terms you put in these, when you did the setup, that many will show up. So I'll just say this is term 1. And again, if this wasn't right, you have more terms than this, you have to go into the main screen, go to settings, and go to class info, and it'll show, one of the choices will be terms. So that's basically all you need to set up, and then a rating scale. There is some other options. You can see less options here. If I tap that, and then I tap it again, it gives more options. This isn't important, but I will explain. I don't use it a lot, but I will explain what it's for. So assessment type, this is kind of separates the assessments into whether it was a pre-assessment, initial, mid, final, a review, or an important one. Now review and important give a symbol. So if I go review, it gives this little kind of circular button like it redid, as a redo almost. If I tapped and went important, it puts a star. And those are just little symbols that will come up on when you list all of your assessments that you've done, you'll see these little symbols and oh, that was an important one. That's one of the ones that I want to really count heavily, on my final grade or something. Or the review one helps you to know, okay, they did a certain assessment, then I did a review on it on this date, and they still didn't get it or whatever, and they did another date. And just to keep track of that, you kind of did a bunch of reviews. So I'm going to leave that as important, let's pretend. And group type, I can do whole class, small group, or individual. You can edit these values too and put your own values in. But if I have a small group, you can see here, it has like a small group. Sometimes I just want to remember, okay, I did a small group. I pulled these students up in a small group to do some kind of assessment on them, a specialized really assessment, because I want parents to know that I'm working hard. I'm pulling your student up and doing specialized work with them really. And then the last part is general information. So this is really just you explaining what the whole assessment is about. Again, I don't fill this out all the time, but if you happen to want to fill it out, I might put on this one that it was a timed assessment, because sometimes students don't do so great with timed stuff. So I might put on this was a timed assessment. Students had 60 seconds to complete 20 questions. Something like that. And that's basically it. I can either press next at the top or go to the rating scale, that next little tab at the top. So I'm just going to press that. Rating scale is you got to choose a 2-point, 3-point, 4-point, or 5-point. These are preset ones. So you can see 2-point has still developing and got it. Those are the two ratings. 3-point has beginning, on your way, got it. 4-point, limited, adequate, proficient, excellent. And 5-point, limited, needs work, satisfactory, very good, excellent. And if you didn't like the wording in one of these, you could just tap here, I don't like limited maybe, and you'd back it out and you type in what you want. But I'm just going to leave it at limited for now, and I'm just going to use a 3-point. Now, right now, I put in, here it says patch rating. I just put one in here. So if I tap on patch rating, you'll see beginning and got it came up. So if I tap on the little pencil here for a second, this comes up, and on yours it'll be blank. So I'm going to clear this one, and I'm just going to get rid of the title just so you can see, and just save it like that. You'll see it says there's no white title, so I'm going to leave it blank, because I'm done. So yours will say store your own scale. So this would be is if you have a particular scale of particular words you like to use every time, then you'd put them into, you'd make your own scale. Other than that, the 2-point, 3-point, 4-point, 5-point, they're preset. So you can change it just for this one assessment, but when you create a whole new assessment for my 3-point one, I can change these words now. It'll create it in my assessment. It'll have the different words. But if I create a whole new assessment and I use 3-point, it's going to go back to these words. So if you use the same words over and over, then you would create your own by storing your own scale. And you tap on here, and you just type in the top title. I'm just going to call it again, patch rating. And basically just tap in each of these. This just explains what that is, a scale number. So for example, number 1, so I put number 1 here, and this is the level, so I'm going to put beginning. And then the color, I just tap on the color actually. So I'll say this is red. And then I do the same thing here. I put 2, and I put, I don't use on your way again, but satisfactory. And I'll just put that, oops, sorry, I got to choose the color from down here. So I'll say that's yellow. And then the last one I'll put 3 is excellent. And I'll choose the color as green. And then I just save those. And now that will permanently be there until I change it another time. So if I use these all the time, then I would store them in here like that. So let's leave it like that for now. And press, no, so then we're basically ready. The only thing left is over on the side here, you can see all the students have check marks beside them. That means it's going to create this assessment for all those students. If some students in the class aren't doing this assessment, then I would just tap on the little check mark by their name and take them off. If this was a specialized assessment for maybe 1 or 2 students, I could press a toggle button at the top of that list of check marks there, and it selects, clears everything. Pressing it again selects everyone. So I just clear everyone and just pick the maybe 2 or 3 students that I'm giving this specialized assessment to. But I'm going to give it to everybody. And that's it. You've really just created your own assessment. I'm going to press submit. And this is the list of the class. And I'm going to show you in the next video how to enter information into here. But congratulations, you did it.